Have you ever noticed how both Voldemort and Dumbledore are two sides of the same spiritual coin? They were both undone by love. The ring, the second Horcrux, symbolizes the sacral chakra, the energy center of emotions, creativity, sensuality, and attachment. It's the chakra that governs our ability to connect, to feel, and to experience pleasure and pain, and ultimately to surrender. A ring is a loop, eternal and continuous, just like the emotions that bind us to our attachment. For Voldemort, it represented his family legacy, the Gaunt lineage, descendants of Salazar Slytherin himself. But for Dumbledore, when he found it years later, the ring carried an echo of something even more powerful, the chance to see his family again. But when he put it on, knowing it was cursed, Dumbledore acted not as the wise mentor he was, but as the grieving brother he also was. He too was drawn to the sacral chakra's temptation, the longing to feel again, to rewrite a moment of unbearable pain. The sacral chakra, when blocked or overpowered, becomes obsession, the ache of what could have been. In Voldemort, this manifested as a lust for power, immortality, and control. While Dumbledore, it became his quiet guilt, a longing to repair what was lost and to heal the wounds of his past. Two souls, one driven by desire and the other by regret, but both trapped by the same emotional current. This is what the ancient mystics called the water of the soul, the element of water that is tied to the sacral chakra, which can either flow or drown. In mythology, rings often carry enchantments and corruptions. Think of the ring of Gyges from Plato's dialogue, granting invisibility and testing moral will. Or the One Ring in Tolkien's world, the literal representation of desire's power to corrupt. And even in Norse myth, there is a cursed ring which brings greed and tragedy wherever it travels. Each ring tells the same story. The moment we try to possess what should be felt, we lose its purity. That's the essence of the sacral lesson. Love cannot be owned. Emotions must flow, not contained. And astrologically, the sacral chakra corresponds to the water signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. It's ruled by the planet of Venus in all of her sensual form, and by the moon, which governs tides and emotions. Dumbledore aligned with higher consciousness, much like a wise Pisces energy, and tries to redeem emotions through compassion, while Voldemort, who is in the shadow of Scorpio, uses emotions as manipulation, transforming feelings into control. Yet both were called to heal through the act of surrender. The stars teach us this. Every emotional attachment must eventually return to the ocean. And Alfred Adler once said that all human striving beings start with a sense of inferiority, and it's our desire to overcome it. The sacral chakra, that is desire made visible. It is the spark that drives us to create, to love, to merge with something beyond ourselves. But as Erich Fromm wrote in The Art of Loving, immature love says, I love you because I need you. But mature love says, I need you because I love you. Dumbledore's temptation with the ring was the immature pull of grief, the ache of the undoing pain, while Voldemort's obsession was the immature pull for control, to command love but not receive it. Both men mirrored the same psychological truth. Until the sacral chakra is healed, love is not creation, it's consumption. In Christian mysticism, this is the temptation of Christ in the desert, the test of desire without discipline. The devil offers him all of the kingdoms of the world, but Christ refuses, symbolically aligning spirit above craving. Dumbledore's act of putting on the ring and suffering its curse mirrors this test. He failed momentarily, but his failure becomes his humility. It's through pain that his wisdom deepens, and that's precisely how the sacral chakra heals, not by denial, but by consciously suffering transformed into love. Now, let's look at what the Horcrux truly represent. The ring is a loop of desire, attachment, and reincarnation of emotions. Dumbledore's temptation? That is the grief and longing of rewriting emotional pain. And Voldemort's creation is desire corrupted into control. The curse is the consequence of emotional imbalance, and the healing is the acceptance, emotional maturity, and divine love through release. When Harry later learned how Dumbledore was scarred by that ring, he understands something much deeper, that even within the wisest of us can we fall to desire. But wisdom is not never failing. It's learning what that fall reveals. And in the end, Dumbledore doesn't destroy the ring for glory. He destroys it for peace, for release. And in doing so, he transcends the same desire that consumed Voldemort. That's what it means to heal the sacral chakra, to let love flow, not control, to feel fully, but not be ruled by your feelings, and to create without attachment, and to surrender without fear. And maybe this lesson the ring offers us all is what are you clinging to is what curses you, but what you let flow through you heals you. And if this resonated with you, hit like, subscribe, and follow. For the next episode, we're journeying into the solar plex, the locket, and the power of will. Because the true magic in the story, the true magic is in the story. It's the alchemy of the soul. It's not the storyline.